What's up, horror fam?
You know what time it is. Let's get into this. All right, what's up, everybody?
Hello, 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 hello.
Hello, hello.
It's the Horror Chronicles podcast, you fuckers.
Yeah.
There goes the YouTube algorithm.
It's them fuckers again.
I keep getting told, hey, if you guys don't cuss in the first 10 minutes, you guys will be,
Oh, fuck.
I'm like, well, shit, there goes our show.
Shit, goddamn fuck.
We try to cuss at the very beginning.
Shit. What is it? Shit, fuck, Satan, death, sex, drugs, and rape.
Yeah, what he just said. Anyway, what's up, horror fam? How you guys doing
Going
out
on?
there? It's
All
us
you
again.
metalheads will know that phrase. So,
It's us again.
it's us.
It's your favorite
Welcome
podcast.
to the Horror Chronicles podcast.
Yeah, guys.
And I'm your host. No.
DJ Scribbles.
Yeah. No, that's the other show we listen to. Sorry.
Yeah, guys, what's going on, buddy? How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
I'll tell you, man. I'm
Good.
I feel great, to be honest with you.
Good.
I'm
You
excited.
look great.
Thank you. I've been working
You're
my
all
ass
sexy
off.
and shit.
I've been working my ass off. I have. It's been...
Fuck yeah, I can see you ain't got none left.
I never had an ass to begin with.
You got that disease, no acetol.
Yeah, no acetol disease, man.
Yeah, I got that too. My wife's always bitching about it.
I'm working on that. But, you know, I got weight where it matters.
Yeah.
So I'm good with that. But no, man.
Hey, I can make your ass seem bigger.
Yeah.
I've got small hands.
That works the other way around.
Boom, boom.
But no, actually, I actually switched jobs.
What?
So, well, I'm still
Do tell.
I'm still at
Do
FedEx,
tell. Okay.
but now I'm a manager.
No shit.
Yeah,
Mr.
So,
Management.
yeah.
Fuck yeah.
So yeah, man.
Congrats on that.
Yeah. So it's cool. I got.
So you get to crack the whip.
Well, what's cool about it is I work for my best friend.
Yeah.
So he owns everything now, and
Nice.
you know, it's really cool because, like, basically I go in the mornings, I help get everything going, make sure everybody's good, do work on vehicles and things like that we can.
Yeah.
And then go to the gym after that and then go home and watch people on my phone and make sure they're doing all right, you know?
So you fuck off all day.
Well, what's cool about that is, what's cool about that is, and sometimes it's shitty, you know, it's like it's an 80-20 job. 80% of the time, it's fucking nice.
Right.
20% of the time, you're
It's a nightmare.
You're going to have issues.
Yeah.
Which is cool, though. Yeah. So, but what that does for me is it gives me a chance to do fucking research on things.
Well, goddamn, you need to start doing it.
Well, you know what I'm saying?
Well, fucker, I did.
That's what I'm talking about. So it's really cool. And not only that, but like, you know, it's just working with my best friend. It kind of, you know, it makes it easier to whatever. I'm a boss, kind of a manager,
Right,
but I'm
right.
not. He's my main manager.
Yeah.
But, you know, we're cohesive.
He's
so.
the main man. You're just the squeeze on the side.
Yeah, but it works good though, man, and I like it so far. It's been really good. It's only been a week or so since
Nice.
I've switched over, but you know, it's cool. It's cool. Like, and going to, you know, like the convention and shit. You know, I'm supposed to.
Got one of those coming up in a couple months.
Yeah, there's another manager as well. He was a manager for me. But like, so he's really cool to work with. Yeah. So like, when I got shit I gotta do, he covers for me. I cover
Vice
for him.
versa. Yeah.
So it's really cool.
Fuck yeah,
you know?
dude.
And
That's awesome.
yeah, it's awesome. You know, I've been doing this for a long time, and you know, it's just nice to finally kind of be in a different situation with it. So
Yeah. About time they recognize
game, fool. No, but yeah, man, that's what I've been doing. Switching over to that, kind of paying attention to that, getting to do that, and still taking care of myself.
Nice.
But
nice.
what's cool, like I said, what's awesome about it is I get to be home and do some stuff for the podcast, which is awesome. Like, it's something I really wanted to do, and like now it's possible,
right?
And so it's working out really good. I like it.
Yeah.
You know?
Hell yeah.
Been trying to keep up on some horror stuff. You know, watching certain things.
It's not easy to do sometimes.
Right. You know. Well, then so now I'm home. You know, the boys are at school, so I can kind of do some more things like that.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool, man. Really cool. So I'm excited and got the prints back somewhat, so to speak, for our shirts and hats and stuff.
Oh, it sounded like we were going to jail. Got the prints back.
Got my prints back, bro. I'm screwed. No. So, you know, hopefully we can get some things in the works and we can kind of start doing our own fucking merch shit.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna work on that, and yeah, I'm pretty excited, brother. I'm pretty excited.
That's cool.
It's gonna be a good time for us.
Fuck yeah.
Good fucking
well,
now.
fuck
Enough
yeah.
about me. What are you doing?
So this is kind of cool. I started a new diet.
Right on.
And I told myself I'm not going to jerk off until I lose 20 pounds. So in the past 2 weeks, I've lost 220 pounds. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
That's fucking
I'm too
funny.
fat and lazy to start a new diet.
Yeah, that's my issue, man. I work really hard, but like, I don't have a six pack, but my stomach's flatter. But it's just like, you know what? I like food.
Oh, dude, you look good, man.
Oh yeah, I've been fucking
look
busting my ass, man.
Yeah.
But anyways, so guys, before we get into what we're talking about, got any little random little shit you want to throw out there?
Jesus. So I'm gonna give a shout out to Greg and Dave.
Right.
And the reason why is them fuckers got to go to the horror weekend in Jersey.
Yeah, I've been checking
this weekend.
I've been looking at their
Dude,
pictures
I'm
and
so
stuff.
fucking jealous, man. I wish we could have been there with them.
Man, that'd been awesome.
I've been fucking badass. And also, I didn't know that Horror Hound Weekend was this weekend too.
Right. And,
in
did Greg
Cincinnati. Greg Baselli went
Greg
to that.
went there, yeah. Yep, I seen that.
From Monsters in the Mosh Pit. Yeah, so we got Land of the Creeps representing at the Horror Con in Jersey, and we got Monsters in the Mosh Pit representing at Horror Hound.
That's awesome, man.
And you got the Horror Chronicles over here doing absolutely fucking nothing.
No, we got one coming up. We
do have one coming up. We're actually going to be at the Haunted America Conference in June over in Alton, Illinois. Really looking forward to that.
Yeah, and
we had a blast there. What was it? 2 years ago we went.
Yeah.
2 years.
Yep. Yeah, man.
I had a blast, man.
We got to, but we got to get to a bigger one like that for sure. Maybe we can plan that in for next year.
Yeah,
You know
absolutely.
So,
there's still some big ones coming up this year. I don't, maybe we can pull them off, maybe we can't.
Yeah. Well, fucking,
because you got Texas Frightmare, you got Lexington Scarefest, which Lexington is really tough for me because it usually falls like that weekend before Halloween, and I am just fucking strapped at that point.
Right.
But maybe we can pull that off.
Man, that's like
I'd like to go to Lexington. That'd be kind of cool. We could hook up with Jerry and Tracy,
right,
and see them and some of our other fellow peeps down there.
So yeah, and then my freaking boss. So like my boss, he called me the other night. He's like, "Hey, guess what?" I'm like, "What?" He's like, "I got 4 tickets to see Metallica and Pantera."
Nice.
I'm like, "Fucking right."
Nice.
He's like, "You want one?"
Fuck yeah, I do.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Fuck yeah, I do.
So this will be actually my second time seeing them.
Yeah, are you going both nights?
No, I think we're only going to go
the one
Friday night, I think.
Yeah.
Is when we're going to go.
On. I hear what they're doing is they're doing 2 different sets.
Yes, completely different sets each night, which
I was going to go to that, man, but it was like
$250 a ticket, $230.
Well, so I haven't seen Metallica since like 1988 or something like that. It was I think it was 88. Fuck, I don't know. It was And Justice for All tour was the last time I saw them. And cost me $16.50, and I was close enough I could have spit on James.
Yeah.
I tried to spit on Lars, but nah, just kidding.
Yeah, as long as you don't spit on James, we're cool, man.
But
James is the man.
But yeah, I was like, dude, okay, so go see Metallica one last time, man. If I'm gonna go, I want to be close. I want to be on the floor.
Yeah,
general admission, $500 a ticket.
And that's for both nights, right?
For standing.
Yeah.
I was like, no.
For both nights, yeah,
No.
man. It's
I am going to see. Clint got us tickets for Ghost and Amon Amarth.
Oh, cool.
So I'll be going to see that.
See, man, this thing like this, like I really wanna focus on what we're doing here and this new thing I'm doing. So what I got into before with it, working less days, was cool, but it really didn't give me like the freedom,
right? Because
I had so much other shit to do all the time.
Yeah.
On those, but now like I have a lot of more time.
Nice.
A lot more time.
Cool.
And my boss then, it was a different person.
Right.
My buddy just bought all of his contracts from him. So like,
nice.
So now it's different with my boss because he knows, like if I need these certain times, he'll fucking make it work.
Right.
And it's awesome,
Yeah.
So
well, that's cool because we're going to need some certain times. There's a movie coming out pretty quick.
Oh no, we're going to see that. We're going to see that motherfucker.
I'm really fucking pissy because Greg Baselli got to see that over the weekend.
Oh, how'd he get into that at the thing?
They were doing it at Horror Hound. They were doing screenings at Horror Hound. So yeah, I think he got to see it either Thursday or Friday.
Oh, you lucky fuck.
So I've heard it's absolutely fucking phenomenal.
I've heard nothing but amazing stories.
It not even come out yet, and it's already got 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, that's cool. As much as I don't fucking care about Rotten Tomatoes.
I don't either. But if it's getting 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, it's got to be fucking good.
Right. Well, you see, the thing, too, is like...
for a horror movie.
That's what I was going to say. So what's cool about it getting that on Rotten Tomatoes is that it fucking...
Oh, by the way, we're talking about Evil Dead Rise.
Yes. Sorry, guys. We figured you guys probably were in...
We thought you'd know.
But the reason why it's so cool is that it's giving horror the credit.
Yeah.
And it's pushing that into the main. Yeah. Because I'm hearing some shit about Hollywood. I'm hearing that during this wintertime coming up, they're going to be taking like a
sabbatical.
A strike.
They've done that before. The Actors Guild has been on strike before.
Which, honestly...
honestly, it was funny. We didn't notice it as much as, like, say the actors and the directors and stuff noticed it because there were still movies coming out, but it was stuff that had been filmed earlier. This year it's kind of weird. It's been kind of a little bit of a drought for
a while.
And now we're
getting into this.
Getting into it's really fucking weird that this movie's coming out right at the I don't know. It's kind of right at the beginning of summer blockbuster season. It comes out April 6th.
And this is going to be what's cool about it too is that the movie theaters are kind of getting a comeback a little bit. So now everyone's going to want to go see this. Yeah, everyone.
Oh, speaking of which, talked to Brock the other day.
Right.
Their movie Red Night at Skies is in post-production. Should be coming out pretty soon. They're planning on doing a big party in St. Louis. They're going to do a red carpet event at one of the bigger theaters up there.
Right.
And he said you guys have definitely got to come. So
when is that now?
Don't know. I don't know. He doesn't know exactly when it's going to. It'll be sometime this summer.
Cool. So
it'll be sometime this summer.
All I was worried about as long as we'd have our
Oh yeah. No, they've still got to finish the film. I mean, it's still in post, but
hell yeah.
But yeah, and who knows? Who we'll run into. The last time Brock invited me one of these things, I got to meet that D'Amico.
Oh yeah, the girl from Descendants.
Yeah.
All the Descendant movies and shit like that.
I got to meet her and a bunch of other cast members of the movie, and it was pretty cool.
That's going to be cool.
Got to meet the director, and then, of course, Brock introduced me to Chris Gregg, his director that he works with quite a bit. And the guy is super cool, and you guys know, they were on the show not too long ago. Guy's a fucking huge metalhead.
Yeah.
And I don't know how this worked out, but they ended up with a bunch of the LUNATIC music too. So they both have it, and Brock said, "Who knows? We may use it somewhere."
That's fucking cool.
I was like, "Fuck yeah, dude! You guys use away."
Yeah, that's awesome. All good things, man. All good things.
Guys use away. So
I'm pretty stoked.
Which is funny because I haven't told the guys on LUNATIC about that yet. Jim will find out though because he listens to our show. What's up, Jim?
Guess what, buddy?
I don't know. I'm not making any promises, but they do have it, and
I'm sure that LUNATIC will be proud to have it in there.
Never know when you might hear some pathetic in the fucking ending credits of a movie. Be fucking badass.
Fuck yeah, man. Yeah, so a lot of good shit coming. So we definitely got some cool stuff coming down the pipe. Man.
Fuck yeah.
So I thought you said something you want to talk about, some game stuff you were getting into.
Oh, so I've been playing a lot of gaming stuff, and like for gamers, there's a lot of really cool stuff coming out. And man, by the time you guys hear this, you'll miss it. But this weekend is the open beta for the new Diablo 4. and I've been playing the shit out of that, dude.
Yeah.
Because it's open beta. It's one of those games I planned on buying anyway, but it doesn't come out till June.
Right.
And so they've had an open beta. Well, they had a closed beta that started like the 17th of March, and then the open beta started Friday, which was what, the 24th was when it started. And Friday night or Thursday night, I downloaded it. Friday night, I get home from work. I told my wife, "You need to go to bed," because I need the TV. And I go to get in there, and it's like fucking half hour, 45-minute wait to get into the game, because the server is so loaded down. I'm like, fuck. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So, you know, I got up early Saturday morning and played it for a little bit, and I had to work Saturday, so went to work. And then last night, it was funny. Last night, I sat down. My wife told me about 7 o'clock she was going to go to bed, and I'm like, okay, cool. I'm going to play this game for a little bit. And I get in it and, you know, got into it pretty quick, you know, which I was surprised because it was 7 o'clock on a Saturday night, you know.
Right.
I get into this thing pretty quick and start playing it, and I'm playing it, and I look up at the fucking clock, and it's like 2:30 in the morning. I'm like,
Holy
what the fuck? What the fuck did I do? You know, so that's how addictive this game is going to be when it comes out, dude. It's fucking badass. I've always been a fan of Diablo, and this one fucking putting the series over the top.
That's why I can never.
So far, you know, when I'm playing a beta version of it, so the real version when it comes out should be fucking better.
Right.
You know, been playing a lot of Horizon Forbidden West. I know it's an older game, but it's probably, honestly, the best looking game I've ever seen. I mean, it is just absolutely fucking gorgeous. Resident Evil 4 remake came out Friday. I was gonna pre-order that, and I was like, I'm gonna push it off, because I absolutely loved Resident Evil 4, and I don't know if you know or not, but the original Resident Evil 4 came out on GameCube back in 2005, I think. It came out right before I got married. Maybe it was 04. 03, 04, somewhere around in there. And fucking love that game. Yeah. Well, the new one, they released a beta for it, and I played through it, and it looks fucking killer. It's the same game, they just polished a turd, you know. But Resident Evil 4 is one of those games that it completely changed the scope of gaming for that survival horror type game.
I got addicted. Like I said, dude,
any gamer is going to fucking be like, yeah, fuck yeah, Resident Evil 4.
So, like, way back in the day, I got into video games and stuff like that with my buddy, and he had the first PlayStation.
Yeah.
And we played Resident Evil I mean, we fucking played that game for months straight, and literally fucking every day for months, like, and then we get into mercenary mode.
Yeah.
And we just fucking played mercenary mode till our fucking fingers bled.
Yeah.
You know?
I had a buddy of mine that was into that game deep, dude.
That's how we were.
He'd be like, all right, I'm starting a new campaign. I'm going to try and get through the whole thing only using a knife.
Yeah, yeah, dude.
He said, because if you can do it, you get a pretty big reward at the end of it. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know if he ever did it.
It's a gnarly,
a long time ago. We're talking
game.
mid-90s.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty crazy. So I stopped playing video games after that shit because I can't. My personality, I'll be fucking addicted to that shit and fucking.
So, and I've also been playing. There's a series called the Dark Pictures Anthology series, and it's one of those games where you need to make choices,
right?
And all your choices lead to other outcomes or whatever. And so they had the latest one that came out is called The Devil You Know. Or I'm sorry, The Devil in Me. I'm sorry, the devil you know is Anthrax. Sorry. But The Devil in Me, and it starts out with this couple going into the World's Fair Hotel. Well, who owns the World's Fair Hotel? H.H. Holmes.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
cool.
So I was like, dude, I gotta fucking buy this, and it's been pretty damn good. I haven't made it all the way through it yet, but it's been pretty good.
I have been watching. So, like, me and my wife have jumped on the bandwagon. Not jumped on a bandwagon, I guess say, but we've gone down a rabbit hole, and we've been watching The Witcher.
We watched
I'm really fucking liking.
I don't know if we made it through the whole first season.
I can't tell you where I'm at season wise. I'm just been watching it.
I think there's only 3.
I don't
2?
even know.
I think there's 2 or 3. Yeah, there's not that many.
I fucking like it.
Yeah. My niece really wanted to watch it. She was really big into Skyrim and stuff like that. So we started watching it, and it was pretty good, but I don't know that we finished the first season.
I fucking love. You know what, man? Like, I have a whole new respect for, what is it, Henry Cavill or
Henry Cavill? Yeah.
Cavill?
Yeah.
I have a whole new fucking respect for that dude because, like, he was a good. I think he was a great Superman.
Oh yeah,
but
yeah. Man of Steel was a fucking killer movie.
I see him as Superman stuff, and I'm like, yeah, he's just fucking big, jacked, fucking good looking guy or whatever. But then, like in The Witcher, I'm like, dude, he fucking. I like that character a lot.
Oh
dude.
yeah.
I like that.
I tell you who really impressed me was fucking Alex Skarsgård in that movie The Northman.
Oh yeah,
dude, I was like blown away at the part he played because that's not his typical kind of thing, you know.
Right.
And he fucking killed it in that movie, man.
That movie's fucking gnarly.
Yeah, it is. It's badass.
But
not necessarily horror, but hey,
fuck, that's pretty horrific shit.
It is pretty horrific.
If you lived in that time, you know, that would have been fucking. But no, guys. I'm
glad I didn't live in that time. I'd have never made it.
I think I was born for that time, but anyways, I don't fucking know. But anyways, guys, so tonight we're going to talk about some interesting stuff that we've talked about.
Oh shit, I thought the show was over.
It's almost. But we talk about this often now because there's new stuff coming out all the time. And I sat down, so JT sent me a article to look into. JT, you want to
So, you know, I use Yahoo Mail for my personal mail, and of course, you know, you open up Yahoo, and the first page is all news and stuff. So I was kind of scrolling through there, and I just scrolled just a little bit, and about 5 or 6 articles down was this article titled "Alien Mothership Lurking in Our Solar System Could Be Watching Us with Tiny Probes. Pentagon Official Suggests." And I'm like, all right, I gotta fucking read this, you know?
Right.
So I started reading it, and what it was about was this comet is what they're claiming, called Oumuamua, and it's like a cigar-shaped comet that had entered our solar system and had gotten fairly close to Earth. I don't know exactly how far away it was. I mean, it says right here 3 feet, but no.
No, it was like
I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
It was like 27,000 miles or some shit, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that. I mean, it was far enough away we weren't worried about it hitting us, but
closest to something's that size. Again.
But what was interesting about this is there was a couple professors that there was this Avi Loeb. She's an astronomer at Harvard University, and Sean Kirkpatrick, who was the director of the Pentagon's All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office. You know, our government, they got these weird titles for everything. It's called the AARO. They established in July of 2022 by the Department of Defense to detect and study objects of interest. Well, of course, this was an object of interest. What they were claiming is, what they think could have possibly happened is this thing was not a asteroid, but it could have possibly been like a mothership, like an alien mothership. And the reason why they were thinking about that is this thing, as it came through, it didn't have your typical comet or meteorite or meteor trait. Like usually when they're going through, they'll have a cloud of dust around them. Right. You know, so you'll see the object in the center, and then it'll have this halo of dust around it. And most of the times, like with comets and stuff, you'll see the dust trail behind it. That's why they have a tail. And this didn't have any of that. But what they noticed was these small particles were coming off of it, And they claim that what they decided to call these things were sunflower seeds. And what they think it could have been is actual probes coming off of this thing,
right,
to study our solar system. Now, I know that sounds a little far-fetched until you get into the rest of the story and they talk about this. If this thing came from another, established community or race or whatever, a terrestrial or an extraterrestrial colony or whatever, right, it would have taken millions, possibly billions of years to reach us. So what they think this thing could have been was something that they had sent out, just like we had sent out the probe, oh my God,
to Mars and friggin'
no, God, I completely drew a blank, and everybody I know is yelling at the screen right now. But anyway, we sent out a probe to study our galaxy and solar system. We sent that out like in the 80s.
Right.
And now it has left our galaxy and it is in interstellar space. And it's even sending pictures back still. So we're receiving information from this thing from interstellar space, but it's taken, I think this thing launched in like 86 or 87, and we're still getting stuff back from it here 40 years later, or close to 40 years later, 35 years later or whatever.
So they say.
So NASA claims. So what they're thinking is this thing could have been sent out and not really be a manned deal, but
a drone,
like a drone, exactly, like a drone, and then it's sending out these
other smaller drones, I guess.
Yeah, you got the mama drone sending out the baby drones, and they don't know. But what was interesting to me about this is, excuse me. I just about threw up on my mic. What's interesting to me about this is it possible? Yeah, it's possible. Is it plausible? But what are the three things that we just shot down that the government won't tell us about?
Yeah, they're finding.
And this just happened in the last few months.
Yeah, and what's crazy? So when he sent me this article, I was like, you know what? I've been kind of looking at some stuff, anyways, about this, because like I was looking into like Project Bluebeam and stuff like that, and they're talking about how in order for us to come together as a one world and have a government that oversees the whole world, we need something that's out of this world to bring us all to say, hey, government, we need you to protect us, blah, blah. So I've been looking at all that stuff, but then so when you sent me this, I was like, you know what? I'm going to go through, and I sat down and I was like, I got to write down some questions I have myself. And then me and you can go over it, and I can ask you the same questions I have.
And I'll give you my scientific expertise.
And you give me that
my sexpertise.
Religion of science.
This is not Scientology.
But no, we'll go over those questions. But I also went through and I wrote down and went into some of the most famous alien contact, so to speak, or UFO contact military situations that
fire in the sky.
You know what I'm saying? Well, this is the military. This is actual military that was involved and stuff. And I've actually heard some that I'd never even heard of, I
bet there's a lot we haven't heard of.
and what I mean by that is some stuff that's out there, but I just haven't heard about it yet. So, there's this one you guys all probably know and heard of. We'll go and talk about that one, which is Battle LA.
Okay.
So, Battle Los Angeles, that happened February 24th in 1942. And this is shortly after, I mean, very shortly after the attack of Pearl Harbor.
Mm-hmm.
So the government in L.A., there's a base down there, and they said that they seen these lights in the sky or whatever, right? So they fucking go out and just go start trying to shoot this shit down. I mean, fucking guns blazing, cannons blazing, with fucking high-powered guns and fucking cannons. So they're going crazy, and they're shooting all this stuff, and all of a sudden,
land-to-air missiles and all kinds of shit.
It didn't last very long, and then they stopped, and then they...
One guy looked at the other guy and said, "We are fucked."
Well, no, the funny thing is, the government came out a few days after it happened or whatever, and they said, basically what they said is they blamed it on nerves because of Pearl Harbor, and that the military were so on edge that they did all that shit, fired all those fucking guns and cannons and all this shit at this thing because they were the nerves from Pearl Harbor. And all they shot down was a weather balloon, of course. It's always a weather balloon.
Yeah, why is it always a weather balloon? We know what the weather is, motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly. So, that was the Battle of L.A. And most people have heard of that one, I feel. They made a movie about it, all that stuff. But there's a few other ones that I found out were kind of cool. What was that?
Is that the one where there was 2 movies?
Yeah, that's Battle L.A.
Yeah.
And fucking Christ.
The other one had Eric Balfour in it.
Yeah, and I'm trying to... Skyline.
Skyline, yeah.
Skyline.
And if you guys get a chance, watch those 2 movies back to back, and you'll see what we're talking about. Skyline came out first, and Skyline is about an alien invasion, but it's from the civilian point of view. And then, like a couple years later, they released Battle L.A., and it is about the exact same scenario, but from the military point of view.
Supposedly, yeah, they're like really.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, so most of you guys know about that one, but there's a lot of cool ones that people don't really know about. And I think this one here, I'm getting ready to mention. You kind of maybe talked about it. I can't remember, but this one happened in England, and it's called the Cosford Incident, and this happened March 30th in 1993, and basically, there was this giant craft over these 2 military bases. Like I thought it was a military or a mothership. Yeah. And lots of witnesses, lots of military witnesses. Oh no, the one I'm thinking of, you talked about. You'll know when I get to it because it's the one about the ICB missiles and stuff. So we'll get into that one. But so yeah, this one in the UK happened, and nothing serious happened in this one. But there was a lot of military intelligence in this one that seen it, and like they report on it, but you don't hear nothing about it. So that kind of gives, for some people, when that happens, it gives it more
credence.
Yeah.
Clearwater revival.
Boom, I love it. But anyways, so this one I thought was cool because this one actually happens on the same day, but a different year, I believe, as one of these other ones I'm going to mention. Yeah, so this one I'm getting ready to mention actually happened a year after on the exact same day as another one that I'm going to mention later. And the other one I'm going to mention later is a big one. It's probably the biggest one that you know of, that everybody knows of. So actually, let's go into that one real quick.
Okay, do it.
So this one happened July 7th, 1947. And it's a little one known as Roswell, New Mexico.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Area 51 for you folks. So this, like I said, happened July 7th, 1947. And everybody knows about Roswell.
Right.
You know.
You may not know all the particulars about it, but you've heard
you've heard. I mean, it's just everywhere. And, there's a lot of documentaries and things like that, documentaries that you can watch. Sergeant Frank Kaufman was a guy who was an eyewitness.
Mm-hmm.
He's been in a lot of them, and he's talked about how he's seen the body.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
And then we also got a lot of stories from Bob Lazar,
right,
who was part of that whole project, if you will. He was the one that claimed that he was helping them try and reverse engineer the spacecraft that they...
Well, not only that, but he had the Element 51, or Element 151.
Yeah. Yep.
And he talked about that back then, before it even came out, that it was a real thing. I mean, fucking decade before. And then boom, it comes out that it is real,
right?
And that he's had it forever. So like, you know, but so that one, so everyone knows about. I'm not going to dig too deep into Roswell because everyone knows about Roswell. But that happened July 7th, 1947. A year later to the date, this one happened, and I never heard about this one, and it was the Laredo crash. July 7th, 1948. So exactly a year later, happened in Laredo, Texas. And there was a fucking object that flew through the sky at 2,000 miles an hour. So they say.
That's trucking.
Yeah. And at first they thought it was a meteorite coming because they're tracking it.
Right.
So it was doing 2,000 miles an hour, and they thought it was a meteor. I'm like, oh shit, we're gonna get impact. They thought it was a meteor until all of a sudden it made a 90-degree turn. And
meteors don't do that.
Yeah, just 90-degree turn automatically, and went straight into Laredo. So it says they thought it was a meteor at first until it made that course change and went straight into Laredo. They said it was silver disc. So when they got to the crash, they said it was a silver disc made of almost indestructible metal. They tried everything again. They eventually got into it, and they said there was bodies there. And they said the beings were 4.5 feet tall. They had 4 fingers on each hand, so 3 fingers and a thumb, I guess, or maybe just 4 fingers. I don't know. Who knows? And an unusually large, elongated skull.
So it sounds like they're describing a gray.
Exactly.
Okay.
So the ufologist Leonard Springfield, I think that's how you pronounce his name, Leonard Springfield. He says they called him in, and he says that they took the ship and the bodies and sent them to San Antonio, which is the military base there, and no one's heard anything since about it, at least not in the public. So which
is weird. I wonder how they were able to keep that such a secret. But stuff like, Area 51 gets out, and
See, yeah, and I think that some stuff.
Probably what it was is they learned that, we fucked up in Area 51. We better put this under lockdown and not let.
And not only that, but like.
You want to leave? Here's a bullet to the head.
Yeah, yeah. Or here, let me clear your mind.
Yeah.
So that was
the
another
little mind zapper thingy.
Yeah. So there's another one. There's a few of these I'm gonna go through real quick. Flight 19. You ever heard of that?
Yes.
Okay, so Flight 19 happened in Florida, December 5th, 1945. And this happened over the infamous, and this is before it even had its name, the Bermuda Triangle. So this is a fucking crazy one.
I got an interesting story about that, but continue on.
This is a fucking crazy one, I feel. So, like, when they sent out the people to look for this plane that crashed or whatever, 6 aircraft and 23 airmen just disappeared.
Completely vanished, yeah.
Completely fucking vanished. And they still don't fucking know what happened to them.
Wow.
Dude.
Yeah.
How the hell?
How the hell would you not know? Well, and it's funny because the Bermuda Triangle encompasses such a large area that it's impossible to search. You got to get lucky to find something out there.
You would think, but with all the ground penetrating radar and everything.
But the ocean is really deep.
Oh, we haven't even fucking discovered. Which gets into some of the shit we're talking about.
Here's an interesting story about the Bermuda Triangle. My brother was in the Navy in the early 70s. And they were out doing maneuvers, and he was actually on, I don't remember the name of the ship that he was on, but he was on an aircraft carrier. And they were out doing maneuvers, and they actually went through part of the Bermuda Triangle. And he said it was really fucking creepy. He said because as soon as they told us we were going to be entering the Bermuda Triangle, and he said as soon as the ship entered the water there, he said it was just like dead calm. He was like, the water wasn't even moving. And he said, here we are, we're going into it. And he said, a little bit after the ship went into the triangle, all the power in the ship went out. And they were just adrift for a few hours.
And that's what the thing is about all this.
Yeah.
So
he said it was really bizarre.
Just speaking on that, is that the doorway?
Don't know. Nobody really knows what they want. What they, what some people speculate, like those people you don't like, the scientists. What they speculate is it's just there's several points on the Earth that are like saturated with magnetic field because of the way the magnetic field of the Earth, just the way it rotates the Earth. Well, some people may not know, you have a North Pole and a South Pole. If you think about that, and it's in terms of a battery, if you take like a AA battery, the North Pole is the positive side, the South Pole is the negative side.
Right.
And then we can't see them, but it actually pushes out a magnetic field that actually surrounds the Earth. And it's magnetic field going from north to south. And what happens is that kind of protects us from some stuff. It's not something we did. It's not something that somebody from one of the Superman movies flew down and magnetized the Earth. It's just physics, And they claim that like there's all kinds of places. There's actually a triangle in Alaska too. Bridgewater, I think is what it's called, the Bridgewater Triangle. But the Bermuda Triangle is just the most famous. And what they speculate is it's just a huge saturation of magnetic field that causes these things. Because there's been so many things that have went wrong.
Right.
A lot of planes, like several fighter jets flying together, they'll all lose instrumentation going through the triangle, and then they have no idea which way they're going. Because all their instruments have failed. And
that's my thing, too, is like, it's one thing to say that, it's the magnetism, which is fine. But then where do they go? What about the ones who disappeared? Where the fuck do they go?
Are they in the ocean somewhere?
So my thing is like...
or is it, like you said, is it a gateway or a portal to another dimension?
And my thing about it, like,
maybe that's where Bigfoot comes from.
Yeah, exactly. So I know in speaking on the whole hatred of science thing, I don't hate science. I don't hate, I don't really hate anything except pedophiles. But, I think that when you put I learned this from being really religious when I was younger. I think that when you put so much faith and put your eggs in one basket on things, they're not right all the time.
No, they're not.
And
science is a theory, but a lot of these theories have been proven.
Yeah, but they're also proven.
There's a lot of things that they haven't proved.
Yeah, and they're also proven by themselves. Do you know what I mean? Like they do like peer review studies and things like this and stuff like that. But like people also will just say that's good just because. There's a lot of peer review studies that said things.
Well, and that's science through faith.
Right. Do you know what I'm saying? And like there's a lot of fucking I think people should just be open to everything.
Yeah, including you, Mr. Non-Science guy.
No, hey, I believe in science. See this stuff?
See, and that's what I'm talking about.
I believe in science.
Some science has been proven, but there's a lot out there that hasn't been proven, and it's merely conjecture on whether it's
even true,
real or not.
Right, and that's with anything. I base everything basically off of what I can see, feel, smell, touch, all that shit.
Taste.
So like I know the science in this phone works because I use this phone.
Right,
which is crazy. How the fuck can I talk to someone? Yeah. I can send you a video fucking a million miles away. It's crazy. Right. So, never mind.
How did that thing take over so many things? Camera, a Walkman, a CD player,
everything. It's crazy. So
computer.
So my thing is I think it's, as far as like going into that stuff, like you said, there's certain things that are proven, certain things that aren't proven.
Right.
But it's funny to me when people are like, "Oh, you don't believe this science?" And I'm like, "Well, no, because I don't. there's nothing that really proves anything. It's just I'm going off of what this scientist that all them follow say.
Well, and this is kind of on that same subject of there's a lot of things that aren't proven, but yet we know they exist because we've seen them.
That's what I was getting ready to say. What I was going to say is, so these people, they'll say, oh, well, you got to trust this science or believe in the science. Like, well, no, because it doesn't, hasn't really proven anything to me.
Right.
But yet there'll be the same people that when I say, hey, I believe in ghosts or I believe in another, they're like, oh, you can't. Why? Why would you?
Right.
What do you mean?
Right.
Why?
Right.
Like, so to me, that's why we get along so well, is because, yeah, you're more of a science guy or more into the scientific stuff. However, you're
I kind of am. I was, as a kid and, a teenager even, and, now in adulthood, I've always been fascinated with space.
Right.
It's funny. A lot of kids, when you're young, you're like, I'm going to grow up and be an astronaut. I never really wanted to be an astronaut, but I was fascinated with astronomy.
Right.
And the planets and how everything works out there,
right.
and that's, I am not a scientist by no means, but
it's funny. And it's like, so,
there's a lot of things in science that I do trust, but
yeah, some things for sure. But like, it's funny, like, so like none of the pictures that we get from like satellites they're all computer generated because they're made of like, what's it, data, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like data. It's not an actual picture. They take data points and they computer generate a picture.
Right.
So
so what are you saying?
I don't know. I'm just saying
because
that
your cell phone does the exact same thing.
If I take a picture of but if I take a picture of you here, I can see you.
Right. Right.
So I can believe that.
Right.
If someone takes a picture of, let's say, something that's a million bazillion miles fucking away, supposedly.
Right.
And then they send it back to us.
Right.
Like, that's not a actual picture of something that
it didn't make that up, though.
But do you see what I'm saying, though? So, like, what's a better way?
I mean, it's like looking through a telescope.
What's a better way to spin?
I can't see that planet with my naked eye, but if I look through my telescope, I can see it. Now, there's no electronics in my telescope whatsoever.
Right,
but that doesn't mean that planet's not there.
Right. But what I'm saying is that, like, if you can see that, if I can see it, then I can believe it.
Right.
Because my thing
Seeing
is
is believing.
What is the best way to keep dumping money into something and keep that fucking money coming than saying, oh, yeah, that thing we sent out a long-ass time ago, no one knows where the fuck it's at, but we're still getting pictures from the motherfucker.
Well, and I'll agree with you on that. It's like, no one expected this thing to survive this long.
Right.
But yet it sent us back some pretty remarkable photos.
Let me put it like this. This phone, it ain't going to last fucking 10 years.
No. But something they built 40 years ago is going to last for 40 years?
In space.
Yeah, in space. One of the harshest realities
Just hear me out here. Just hear me out here, brother.
I get you.
That's all I'm saying. Don't fucking piss on me and tell me it's raining.
Well, but your cell phone doesn't last forever because your cell phone company doesn't want it to last forever.
Exactly.
They want you to buy a new one every year.
Money. There you go. Hey, now we're
buy a new one every year.
Now we're in the same fucking atmosphere here, buddy. To me, it's all about money.
Right.
Because honestly, and this is where people need to understand that. Don't think anyone gives a damn if they're not, or say, oh, we care about you because of this. We care about, that's like all these people who do like the climate change shit, like Leonardo DiCaprio, all these people, right?
Right.
Oh, you guys got to stop fucking using air conditioning. You don't get air conditioning over there. Let me jump back on my private jet and fly.
Yeah.
Which in one flight, fucking one way has more fucking pollution than all the fucking people on Earth that are fucking just living their regular lives combined.
Right.
So don't feed me fucking bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
But no, I also believe in science stuff, 100%.
Yeah.
But my thing is when I hear certain things that don't make fucking sense to me, it's hard for me to fucking believe it.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's very hard. I've listened to so much bullshit in my life that, like, I can feel it. And, I can feel when someone's bullshitting me Or whenever, you know, someone's just like, hey, we need somewhere to dump all this fucking money.
Right. It's a money grab.
Give me all this fucking money, guys. Yeah, we're going fucking to do this, and this. We need more money.
It's like organized religion.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. And that's exactly what I said at the beginning. It's the same. I feel the same way about that. But, you know, I feel like the Bermuda Triangle thing is kind of fucking really cool because, like, we were talking about, we haven't really fucking researched or searched. Not, was it like 20% of the ocean's all we fucking really.
Yeah, I don't even know that it's that
much. I think it was less, right? Like 15, maybe the most. I can't remember.
It's crazy low amount.
So, which was cool because this kind of what you were just talking about brings me into this next story I was going to tell about, which we've already talked about. Kind of a lot of people have heard about it,
right?
But that's Operation High Jump.
Yeah.
So this happened in Antarctica in December 1946. 40s. A lot of the stuff happened in the 40s. You know, the big time stories.
We're going to get into that here in a minute.
Yeah, exactly. So, but Operation High Jump, a lot of you have heard about this. We've kind of talked about it before. They're doing this supposed. What's funny about this is there's multiple stories to it. So, like, supposedly they're going down there to do cold weather training for the military.
Okay.
So they sent, like, I can't remember the exact number of ships and fucking men and stuff down there. So the story was that they were going down there to do this research. Another story was, or not research, but training. Another story was that they were going to go down there to demolish an old fucking Russian base that was already down there and build their own and put a base down there. But then when they got down there, which Richard Byrd, which most of you guys know, have probably heard that name. I think he was an admiral, if I remember correctly. Richard Byrd went down there to do the supposed training and supposedly found a entrance into what they call Center Earth. So they found this entrance. They went down into this entrance and supposedly they ran into aliens. And they said,
the thing.
Well, no, basically what they said is that we will allow you to go out of here, but you need to go back and tell your, you know, commanders and your people, your government, to never come through here again, and don't bring people down through here again. So supposedly that's why all these nations got together. When he came back and told the story, all the nations got together and made this treaty, which is why you can no longer fly across Antarctica. Because you cannot fly across Antarctica. You can't even travel across Antarctica.
Right. Well, and Antarctica is kind of a weird thing. There was a treaty formed.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
That you can't fly across it.
Right.
You can't even
so Antarctica doesn't really belong to anybody. It belongs to all these different countries.
Yeah.
You know,
it's like a no-fly zone for everyone.
Right.
And, like, you know, what's the point? What's going on there? Why can't we go through there or by there? You know what I mean?
Right.
Which we'll get into that. But so I got a couple.
Well,
go ahead.
Let's talk here real quick about.
Go ahead.
So you talk about all these events that happened in the 40s, and my question is, why? Why did all this happen in the 40s? Well, guess what? I'm going to tell you why.
Who'd have guessed it?
So we've talked about this several times. You know, about, I feel that we have been visited in the past by a superior culture, civilization, whatever, and they have helped us along the way. I really, in my mind, I see, you know, I look at stuff, you know, things that they've come across in ancient Egypt, you know, about, you know, some of the stuff we've talked about, a lot of that. Well, what if What if they were here during ancient Egypt times and they helped us along there, and then all of a sudden they come back in the 40s and they help us along there, and then look at the technology jump we've made since, say, 1945 to now.
Okay. So you're getting, so we're going to skip the rest of those kind of, they're just
Ryan's like, shit, you jumped ahead.
We're getting in. No, we're going to get into these questions. So that these are just questions that I had of my own. And I was like, you know what? This would be cool. Write these questions down, and then we can go over some of them. So what you're just talking about kind of has to do with the questions I have. So basically, let me see here. I'll put it like this. I'll start with my first one that I had. Do you think that extraterrestrials or aliens or whatever are planning a takeover of the Earth, or maybe enslaving humans for some other purpose?
I think that at this point, I think if they wanted to take over, they would have already.
Who's to say they have it?
You got a point there. I mean, your hat does a good job of covering it, but I think that some of them have been here just strictly as observers to see how we, control things and live our own life, and make sure we don't get out of hand. And then others have been here to say, you know what, these Earthlings are some dumb motherfuckers. We need to help them out a little bit. And let's show them how to make a cell phone.
But this is so okay. I think that they're definitely already here. I think that they've been here for a while. But check this out. So here's a good question for you. I'll start off like this. Do you think that humans are more special than we think? Because you just made a comment that I hear a lot of people make, but I also hear a lot of people as of late saying what I think. So like you say, maybe these aliens like, hey, these fucking people are dumb. Maybe we're a little bit more special than we think.
Right.
And that they come down here because we're able to do certain things that they can't, or we have access to a different dimension than they do. So like when we pass away and we die, maybe I feel we don't die. I think we just move on to the next fucking
to the next plane of existence.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe they can't get there.
It's a good point.
Maybe they're stuck, and maybe they're trying to find a way, and maybe they use our soul, our aura, our energy, our brain. Maybe they're trying to use that to figure out a way to get to these other places. Because they can open up a dimension. Oh, I believe that's like with the interstellar travel and shit. I don't necessarily believe in that. I think they can open a portal and be wherever they need to be.
Right.
But
call that wormholing.
But they can't do that into the next dimension realm plane that we get to.
Right.
So I think that's why when you hear people talk about how they got chipped or they got put in an implant or something, I think that's them trying to get data on how our brain works. Yeah. And when they pass away, what happens? Where's our soul, our energy, our aura, where's that going? And they're trying to track that and map that and see what happens. Because they're trying to figure that out themselves.
That's a good thought. Can I ask a question here?
Yeah, fuck yeah, go ahead.
And this is gonna be really fucking deep, but I want to know your thought on how do you think we were created?
Okay, cool. That's what I was going to. That's one of my questions here.
I want to know what you believe. What you believe in your mind. How do you think that we came from nothing?
I don't think we came from nothing. I think that so there's a theory out there that I first got into that I thought, and that was that maybe we were made by aliens. We were crossbred from this and that, and we were made by aliens. But the more I think about other things that I believe, like past life, the Akashic records, this is where I get into human beings being more special than we think. I think that we've been here forever. I think that humans are more... I believe that, like I said, I believe we've been here forever. I don't think... Where do I think we're made? I don't know. A lot of people think that aliens are us in the future. Because if you look at the way human beings are going now, they're weak. Men are becoming more feminine.
Right.
There's no genders. Most aliens, they're genderless. I mean, no muscle tone, no nothing.
Right.
Do I think that aliens have crossbred with humans and done things? Most definitely.
Oh, yeah. I've met too many weird fuckers out there.
Yeah. Well, so where do I think we come from? I don't know. I think we've been here forever, and I think that like there's Egypt. There's a god. I can't remember his name, but supposedly, like 20% of the earth, or maybe 15 or 20% of the earth is directly a descendant of him. Still.
Okay.
And he was supposedly a demigod or like a half-breed alien human hybrid.
Okay. Gotcha.
I can't remember his fucking name, and it pisses me off that I forgot it. But anyways, that's what I'm saying. I think that we have been here for a very long time. I think that we've been here forever. And, because when I've been trying to, I'm glad you asked me this, because I've been trying to put this together in my head. Because, people, they go through like Homo sapien, like all this stuff, Neanderthal. Right. But, I mean, really, we don't fucking know.
We don't.
We don't fucking know. That's like dinosaurs.
Right.
We never really find bones. We find fossils.
Right.
Which is like rocks, But...
Well, but they are bones. I mean, we do find bones.
So we say we find bones. That's fine.
Right.
You have no fucking clue what that thing looked like.
Right.
Not a fucking clue in the world.
Right.
You know what I mean? So when we find this stuff and people are like, oh, that's a this and a that, we don't fucking know.
Right.
And that's just like with like Egypt and the pyramids. We don't know how old they are. They're a lot fucking. They're a lot fucking older than
we thought we did for a long time, but now we have figured out that they are possibly way older than we thought, by tens of thousands of years older than what we thought they were.
So where do I think we came from? I think we've been here forever. I think that we are way more important than we give ourselves credit when people like us and other people talk about humans in the earth, because of the way that people act sometimes and stuff. But I think that we are way more important. I think we've been here for forever, and I think that we have something special that other things don't have, like our soul. I think that's very...
Our genitals.
Yes. Yep. There you go. But no, I think our soul is what sets us apart.
Right.
From all these other beings, extraterrestrials, whatever you want to call them. I think they don't have that. And it's interesting to them. And they're fucking wondering what the fuck that is.
That's a good point. So here, I've been thinking about this a lot here lately. And, I've always been a science guy. Even when I was younger, and my family was never real religious. I mean, I did go to church a few times and, had to go through Sunday school and, learn, some of the stories in the Bible, and they talk about Genesis and God created man, and out of man he created woman, blah, blah, blah. that sounded horrible, blah, blah, blah. But I have never been into that. I'll admit to you, the Bible is a curiosity for me because there is a lot of paranormal in the Bible.
Right.
And that's what I enjoy about it.
Right.
You know, that being said, I've always been a Big Bang Theory guy. I've always felt like the Earth was formed during a cataclysmic event in space. And from that, we have, evolved into man. Mm-hmm. Now, here's what I've been thinking about here lately, though, is what if this cataclysmic event, this Big Bang Theory, that science can't quite prove, it's just a theory, honestly, what if it wasn't something that just randomly happened and it was caused?
Right.
And they knew what they were doing. They created a planet and then terraformed it and then placed us here.
Right.
As I don't want to necessarily say a clone, but a piece of them, Let's put them here and let's watch them and see how they thrive.
Right.
Kind of like it's one big fucking ant farm.
Right. I've heard this one a lot. And
these aliens are watching. So we're almost like our episode Universe 25.
Yeah, I hear that.
That's personally what I've been thinking about here lately is what if these super beings, these extraterrestrials, because I'm telling you, they've got to be out there. You can't go through life and think that we're the only life in
the universe.
In the universe. I mean, that's just absurd. But what if we were placed here for a reason?
Right.
The other thing that makes me think about that is all of the strange anomalies that we think are strange, things that are on Earth, stuff, the big ones like Stonehenge and the pyramids and stuff like that. And we talked about this on an episode not too long ago of what if these are waypoints? They're beacons. They're like map coordinates. Mm-hmm. And they said, okay, these are the human beings. We're going to call them human beings. We're going to put them on this planet. Who knows what they put on another planet millions and billions of miles away?
Right.
What if?
Yeah, well, and that's what I'm saying. I think that
that sounds crazy.
Well, no, not really. My point, the only thing I really don't agree with is I don't think we were made by aliens. I think that, and this is what's cool, that may be true. But how I look at it is that there's just something inside me that feels like we're way more fucking, I don't know, special.
I get it. I get it. I get what you're saying.
And I think that maybe the Earth is See, at first I thought maybe the Earth was like a rest stop, gas station type place.
Yeah, we talked about that before.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that just like when you go, when you go to a gas station or a rest stop or just somewhere unique, you look around, you see what's going on. Right. This is interesting looking. I might buy that or whatever. I think that, like I said, I don't necessarily believe in interstellar and like the travel thing because shit just doesn't make sense to me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I see how shitty stuff works on Earth.
Right, but we don't know what's going on outside of Earth.
Right. But what I'm saying is like when we send something up there, like, it's like this. You remember whenever the moon landing happened and the fucking president called them from a landline?
Yes.
Okay. No.
No. No, you don't believe it.
Okay. I'm just saying. I can't even get cell service fucking in certain areas.
I can't get cell service inside my house sometimes.
Yes, but yeah, he can call from a landline to fucking talk to them.
Yeah.
But anyways, what I'm saying is that I think that this stuff doesn't matter. Electrical stuff. This mechanical engineering.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's the fucking reason. I think it's Earth. You know, Mother Earth.
Right.
And us. I think that's the fuel. Kind of like
in
Jupiter ascending.
Yeah.
Or rising. Whatever the fuck it is.
Jupiter rising.
Whatever it was.
Yeah.
That one. They're using the souls.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that this other shit really don't fucking matter.
Oh, when you started talking about us being the fuel, I thought you were talking like Night of the Living Dead when they were throwing the bodies on the campfires.
Yeah, fuel fire! But no, I think that, you know, I think the Earth is important.
Yeah.
I think it's the Earth.
It's important to me.
Well, yeah, but I mean
I never lived anywhere else.
To these extraterrestrials. I don't think all this other bullshit fucking means nothing.
Yeah.
I think it's the Earth that matters. And I think they're already here. I think there's different ones. I think there's people. I think there's things already fucking here.
They come and they visit and then they go away.
Or they stay here.
Or they stay.
And they just fucking, you know, I mean, there's some crazy
I mean,
shit.
I guarantee you aliens are here. I mean, have you ever been to Florida?
Hey, Florida's awesome. But anyways, no, I think that we're what's important. I think what we have is important. And I think that they do come down or show up here and they're like, what the fuck? What is this that they're doing? And that's why you hear people talk about getting chips and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's them trying to see, like, how's this happening? How are they getting to this other place that we can't get to?
Right.
And I think that the fact that we have souls and that we have this aura about us and like the connection that we have and stuff like that, I think that's what it is. And the connection with Earth. You know what I mean? I think that's my personal opinion.
Right, right.
I don't think it's they wouldn't even fucking stop here. Why the fuck would they come here? Look at us, blah, 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 you know? Not everybody's like that, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's pretty cool where we live.
I like the one where they talk about aliens when they fly by. They roll up their windows and lock the door.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, you know? Yeah. Well, and, you know, you look at it and maybe sometimes we do some things that gets attention, like when we drop the fucking atomic bombs on Nagasaki and Hiroshima.
Yeah.
You know, and when they were doing the nuclear testing out in the fucking Nevada.
The horrible things that we've done as humans.
Yeah,
you know.
But then again, that's every fucking thing
right.
We are and I think that also too. I think that as well. I think that we are a very, what's the word I'm looking for? We are a very warlike creature.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're always ready to
dominate.
Yes, you know, and I think that everyone else is like, oh, well, those other alien creatures, they're going to be maybe they're not like that. Maybe that's just who we are, you know?
And I often wonder that, too, if you look at, you know, if we could see some of these other civilizations, you know, they may not have things like war and famine and, you know, pestilence and, you know, the four horsemen.
Right.
You know?
Right.
But, well, this is going to bring up something else that I don't know how this is going to go over here because, you're a little.
We'll look at it, see how much bullshit's in it.
You're a little weird.
We'll see if I start itching.
Okay, so I want you to look at this picture here, and
you talking about the face?
Yeah. So you see the face there. Well, there's a big red circle around it. So what this is supposed to be. And I know this is beyond belief.
Oh, now I'm distracted again.
Yeah. NASA's Curiosity rover spots bizarre face-like object on Mars. Resembles Egyptian statue. Now, in order to look at that, you would have to believe that we sent a rover to Mars. We've actually sent 3 of them.
Right.
So, if you look at this, I'll be honest with you, it looks just like a statue's head from Egypt.
I think if you take that big red fucking circle off of it and you don't have the headline that says, "Look at this Egyptian statue face,"
right?
It's going to be a different story.
You can't deny that looks like a face.
I mean, yeah, but you also can't deny that what's that called?
Pixelation.
No, it's like Pyridoxia or something like that, or I can't remember how you pronounce it.
Right.
But anyways, your eyes automatically try to make something out
to
of
make
whatever.
a face out of, out of something. Yeah. Oh, and I get it. But if this picture is truly from Mars,
Mars looks a lot like the fucking Earth.
Mars looks a lot like the desert in Egypt. Is what I'm getting at
exactly.
here. But let's just humor me here for a minute. I'm
humoring you. Okay, say
humor me here for a minute.
So we're on Mars.
So if this is truly a picture from the Mars rover, how the fuck did that get there?
They stole that shit.
So what we're looking at is, and this is some pictures that NASA had uploaded, and it's very interesting. There's, and it's like it wasn't out actually searching for this, but it sent back a bunch of pictures, and somebody said, "Hey, why does that look like a face?" And then they zoomed in on it, and it truly looks like the head of a statue.
Yeah. But who knows if that freaking picture is legit?
You're right. You're right.
But no, I'm with you.
But
that means
it is curious, though.
That means that something had to have been established on Mars. But here's my thing.
Or something was put there.
Or put there. Yeah, I guess.
It's just one of those things that it's like.
I can also say, hey, do you see that space, the rocket ship that's right underneath it?
Yeah, I see it.
People, I mean, it looks like a rocket ship now.
Right,
like you say it looks like a rocket ship.
I get that.
No, but
it's just very interesting,
See, man,
and there's something even stranger. What the hell is that? Why is there a pyramid there?
Yeah, who knows? Maybe those are the connecting points.
It's possible. Maybe they went to Mars first,
right?
And decided they couldn't make things work on Mars, so now they've. Oh, sorry.
The video's gonna have both of us just go.
So then there's
just one.
There's an even better picture of it.
Just won't go away.
and now they've decided to, let's see, we failed on Mars. Let's try Earth.
Right.
Now, I don't necessarily believe that.
Right.
But for the sake of argument, it's possible.
It's an interesting question.
But it's kind of weird that it would be two planets that close to each other. Because Mars, in relative terms, is our neighbor.
Right. Right. Yeah, I mean, then again, maybe like the pyramid, because like we talked about before, like all the different pyramids all over the world, there's different ones,
Right.
Maybe that's like a fucking direct contact point. Maybe that's where the portals open, boom to boom.
It's plausible.
You know what I mean? That's how they travel so quickly, bam to bam.
Yeah.
That's always an option, and it makes sense.
Right.
We've
seen other satellite images of Mars, and there's another face-like thing on Mars that looks very, very similar to the Sphinx.
Right.
But
I also see
it's just interesting
in the clouds.
Huh?
I also see bunnies in the clouds.
I saw one that looked like a big penis one time.
That's just me standing up. You see that thing? It said
When?
I can no longer stand up when the sun's out. This it's like a fucking
yeah,
fuck.
yeah, I get it.
I crack
I get
myself
it.
up. I crack myself up. But anyways, that's a good question, man. I mean, these are just stuff that we've dove into.
These are the weird things that we think about.
Because there's a lot of stuff coming out now, and
and why now? Why now? Why 2021, 2022, 2023 have been so prolific for UFO sightings
and
the government?
When you get into Project Bluebeam,
yeah,
and what's going on with that, it's just one of those things where a lot of the stuff, it all makes sense to a point, and what happens. We'll see who comes out, who's doing what.
It was funny. There was a TikTok video that came out. I think it was a couple weeks ago. I don't know. I saw it after the fact, but this guy actually believed that we were going to be invaded by aliens on March 23rd of 2023.
Right.
Well, that was like 3 days ago.
Right.
And I haven't seen anything.
Well, I think we already have a bunch of fucking aliens.
So I agree with you. I agree with you.
So, guys, this is something interesting to think about when you're out there looking into all the creepiness.
This is why we're here, to get your brain working.
Yeah, we just want to give you guys something.
When you walk outside and you look up, could be anything out there.
Could be probing time.
Could be probing time.
All right, horror fan.
I'm probably going to get probed when I go in the house.
As soon as you turn those cameras off.
Hey.
All right, horror fan. We love you guys, man. Thank you for support. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for putting up with us.
More importantly, guys, as always, until next time, keep it creepy.